one of the sequences I like to use for headaches yesterday with the no rain, but all the humidity can trigger a lot of headaches. So, and I have not gotten a migraine, knock on wood. I don't know what's wood here. But yeah, so we're going to do this sequence, and it's a really good sequence too. We are going to do fish pose. Fish pose is one of those that we can't move our neck in side to side. And if you have any circulation issues, I would suggest just trying the modified version, which is just bringing something between your shoulder blades and having your head rest back onto it. So I'll just demonstrate. Some teachers don't even like teaching fish pose. So you can just lay with something on your spine. I suggest having shoulders on both sides where you can reach the shoulders nice and open. Good breathing through. And then you're just going to have the top of your head come down. You still don't want to move side to side. We have beautiful veins there on the side of our neck. And just have like that. And when you come up, you push from the elbows, come forward. Fish pose is, I'll just demonstrate before we do it today, near the end of our class. But we come back. You have the elbows nice and close to the body, creating that open shoulder still. And then you're going to come from the top of your head. I use that to lower my ponytail. It's really opening through the throat. And then we come out of it. We always push into the elbows and come up. And then flat. And that one is the counterbalance of shoulder stance. And we can do shoulder stance today. If you'd rather just take some bridges, you can take some bridges. Having that weight go back into the shoulders, still having that great effect. So one pose is not better than the other. They're just different expressions, I like to say. One kind of locks you in. I say shoulder stance really locks into the shoulders and cutting off through the neck. And then other ones like bridge still go right into the shoulders. They just don't cut off so much through the neck. Okay, so just different expressions of it, but all the same. So let's get comfortable. Let's get seated. You can choose to mute if you haven't already. Breathing in, we're going to do some opposite nostril breath today. I'm sure all the excitement about golf opening up this weekend, even though I'm not sure anyone's going to get a tea time, but we'll see. I'm hoping for you. Breathing in deeply all the way to the belly, relaxing the shoulders. Making sure you can have a nice straight spine or bring something right underneath you to do opposite nostril breath. Making sure you can be nice and tall and stay nice and tall without too much of an effort. So I've also seen this done, it's usually the pinky finger and the thumb. I've also seen it done with all the hands triggering on the face, to push into the face, to hold one side and hold the other side. You can always play around with that practice, whatever feels good to you. We're just controlling the breath in a way to bring us more focus. We're going to get our right hand going here. If that's your dominant hand, if you prefer the left, pinky finger and thumb. And we're going to breathe through the right side first. Inhaling deeply. You might need tissues after this or before. Inhale deeply. We're going to hold the pitching. And exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Hold. Exhale through the right. And we could do a whole workshop with this. We're trying to inhale and exhale to a certain time. Today we're just doing it for our focus. So inhale, hold, exhale, opposite side. Inhale, same side. Hold, exhale. One more round. Inhale, hold, exhale. Let's drop the hands to the lap. Breathe normally. Continue to do a little bit more of those throughout the day if this humidity continues. You feel a lot of pressure through the sinuses, through the head. Just gonna breathe normally here for a moment. Perfect. You're gonna walk that left hand towards the left side, dropping that right ear to that right shoulder. You can add again, like we did the other day, adding that top hand to the ear, bring that elbow out. And then bring your chin pointed towards your right knee, if I can find the word. Looking towards that right knee. Be nice and tall still through the spine. Bring it back up your gaze. Release that right hand. Bring in the left hand. Everything's back to center. Breathe in deeply. Right hand walks out. Left ear drops. You can add that left hand on top. And then again, adding that looking down at that left knee. Chin pointed towards the left knee. Straight through the spine. Bring it back. Release the hand. Bring it all the way back to center. Keep both hands, let's pointed out, walked out. Bring your spine nice and tall. We're just going to bring the chin into the chest, keeping the shoulders back. So I want you to anchor the hands. Bring it all the way back up. All the way back up. See if you can look up. Open up. Keep those shoulders down. Notice the core engaging. One more breath. Perfect. Bring it all the way back to center. Now let's bring that left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand slightly behind. Slight twist. Bring all the way back to center. And let's go to the left side. Birds are really chirping. You know it's going to be a good day. Perfect. Coming all the way back to center. And whatever form we need to be seated, there's a big mosquito there. Let's come forward, forward folding, right in front. As low as you can go. If you can bring those forearms down. Ankles don't need to be crossed. They can be right in front of each other. One more breath. And walk yourself all the way back up. All the way back up. One more breath. We're going to come right into our tabletop, right into some cat-cows. Move this out of the way. On your stable table. Push through the shoulders. Push through the belly. Working at your own pace for your cat-cows. Waking up all the spine for the day. Wake up those hips, those glutes. Two more. Perfect. Coming back to neutral, tabletop. We're going to make room, so come into the cat, kind of arching the back. So we can slide this right foot forward, placing it down. Placing it down, spread the toes. We're going to let go of the toes if you have them tucked under on the left side. Bring the hands to the hips, come all the way up, shoulders back. And first I want you to expand the arms all the way up. Stretch them all the way up, make yourself nice and long. We're going to do a slight camel over to the left side. So bringing that left arm all the way towards the heels, opening up, arching back slightly, but still have that energy raising. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Don't let that right knee cave in. Bring it all the way back up. Perfect. Let's bring the arms to the hips or bring the arms down. If you need to tuck in that back toe, we're going to lift up. We're going to lift all the way up. And place that back foot down. Open up, warrior two. Breathe. Come back, exalted, energy lifted. Bring it back up, warrior two. Perfect. We're going to bring all the arms, the feet, the hips pointed forward in a warrior one-like fashion. Let that back heel is lifted. And we're going to just step it forward. Bring the hands down, mountain pose. Breathe. Let's step back that right foot all the way back. Place it, change the foot for warrior two. Open up the arms. Adjust if you need to adjust. Tilt in the pelvis slightly. Engage through the glutes. Open up the shoulders. Exalted. Let's bring it back and up. Stretch it up. Bring it back, warrior two. Perfect. We're going to bring all the arms forward, the hips, change that back foot. Bring up the heel. Lower it down, breathe. And let's slowly lower down that knee. Untuck the toe. Bring the hands to the hips first, making sure you're nice and stable. Remember, when we open up to the side, this front knee might want to turn in, root down that foot. Engage through the thigh, maybe pull it back a little bit if that knee is too over that foot. And when you're ready, we're going to bring those arms all the way up. Energy lifting through the spine. Open up the right arm, coming back towards that heel. Open up, stay lifted. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Feel the space in the belly. Breathe. One more breath. Perfect. Bring all the way forward. All the way forward. Arms come down. We're going to bring that front leg back, so make space. Bring it all the way back. We're back in the tabletop. Back in the tabletop. Toes touching, knees come out. Now let's come into a child's pose. Don't bring it so wide, the knees though. Tilt the pelvis in. Bring that navel to the spine and sink it all the way back. You can wrap the arms around you, getting that forehead to the mat. If you can comfortably have that forehead towards the mat, arms wrapped around. See if you can come forward to the top of your head, lifting your hips up. The back starts to round a little bit. One more breath. And then sink those hips all the way back down to child's pose. And you come back to the forehead instead of the top of the head. We're going to try that one more time. Inhale up. Just lifting the hips, pushing into the knees, top of the head. The belly secure, it's engaged. And bring it back down. See if you can round the shoulders. Let those shoulders come in towards the ground. One more breath here. Bring those hands in front of you. Pushing back up to tabletop. Walk it out. Toes come untouching. Knees come back underneath the hips. Now let's just move side to side through those hips. Relax the neck. Perfect. Let's just get a little bit of alignment through the core for the day. We're going to lift that right hand, lift the left leg and hold. Tuck in the belly, tuck in the rib cage. If you're feeling up for it, because it is Fun Friday, you can always reach back that right arm for that left leg and raise it up. Open up the shoulder, open up the hip. Bring it all the way forward, bring it all the way down. Back in the tabletop. Had to throw it in there. It's Fun Friday. When you're ready, stable table, and then bring up that left hand, right foot back. Breathe. Engage through the glutes. Strong legs, strong core. And if you like, you can reach back for it. Lifting up, opening up the shoulder. Bring it forwards. Bring it down. Perfect. Maybe do 1 or 2 cat-cows, especially if you reached for it today. Wonderful. We're going to make our way to a seated position. Seated on one side, bring those legs all the way forward. That's the only breakdancing move I do. Shoulders back. Be nice and tall through the sit bones. Perfect. Finding your way to lower down. Boat or in butterfly. I'm going to go for butterfly today. Making sure you've anchored in those sit bones. Nice and tall in either formation. Bring those hands forward, powerful warrior fingers, and hinging from the hips. Engaging through the core. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Wonderful. Hands come down, legs come long. Just for a moment. We're all going to participate in 2 bridges together, and then we're going to come into shoulder stance. You can choose to continue with bridges or come into shoulder stance if you're familiar, comfortable, where everything's aligned to do so today. So let's bring the feet close to the body, heels. You can touch them, they're so close. Tilt that pelvis, stretch out the shoulders. Bring the palms facing down for support. Now if you'd like more of a shoulder opener in your bridges, again, you can clasp those hands underneath you, pushing the shoulder blades together. And when you're ready, anchor down the feet, push into the heels, lift the hips all the way into that sweet spot where all the weight's coming nicely into the shoulders. There's no pressure on the neck. Breathe. Remember, glutes are engaged, legs are engaged. One more breath. And slowly lower down. Wonderful. We're going to do that one more time. Have one more breath here. Make sure you tilt the pelvis and the back feels nice and straight along the mat first. Position the hands wherever you need to. And raise up the hips when you're ready. Remember, you can take all different expressions. You can raise one leg and switch and raise the other leg. And lower down. Perfect. Tilt that pelvis again. Maybe windshield wiper those knees side to side. Or bring them into the chest. Lengthen through the spine. So when we're coming into shoulder stance, take it nice and easy. And if you like to take plow and dead man's pose or deaf man's pose, After that, you can do that. Bringing the feet behind the head. I won't be today. It's a little too much pressure for my head. But you can take those variations. So prepare if you're going to come into bridge again. We all start from bridge, positioning those heels. And then we're going to rock it up to shoulder stance. Mrs. Mike will stay with me, so if we get interrupted, I apologize. So we're going to start rocking it up. Bring up the feet if you're coming into shoulder stance. Bring in the elbows as far as you can. Those hands are positioned very close together in the spine. Engage through the glutes. Lift the feet. Lift, lift, lift. Be wary of where when the pressure rises too much. We are cutting off a little bit of circulation going to the head. Breathe. You're coming into your bridges. You can lower down if you like. If you'd like to come into the plow, bringing the feet together, legs together, bringing the feet behind you, nice and controlled behind the head. I like to take deaf man's pose after that. Wrapping the ears with the legs beside the ears. You're just coming out of shoulder stance with me. Hinge from the hips first, controlled legs. And then slowly roll it down. Hands come to the mat to help you control. Perfect. Bring the feet to the mat first. Relax the shoulders. If you're in plow. And then going into deaf man's pose. We'll give you a couple more minutes there. And then coming back into a shoulder stance variation. With the legs a little bit controlled. Rolling out of shoulder stance, nice and controlled when you're ready. Bring everything to the mat. And don't worry, we're going to do the reverse through the neck for everybody. If you want to bring something underneath your spine when you're ready for that fish pose, you can do that now. You can even come into our lying of the beach if you don't have something for underneath your spine. So you just come up to your elbows, just like the name entails. We're just at the beach, sunbathing, and you can bring your neck back to where it's comfortable, making sure those elbows are right underneath the shoulders so you're not dumping in to the neck and shoulders. And just enjoy the sunset or sunrise. And if you'd like to come into the official fishman's pose or fish pose, bringing those elbows nice and close, bringing the top of the head to the mat. Open up the chest. Some people stretch out the legs. Some people just keep the feet in the mat. Ooh, making sure you don't slide. Our whole point is to open up that neck. Reverse of the shoulder stance and the bridges. Give yourself 3 more deep breaths. Whatever variation you're taking today. Remember when you come out of it, chin comes towards the chest, nice and centered, not side to side. Slowly coming out of fish pose. Resting all the way down. Palms face up. Legs come long. Just let all those sensations settle. There's a lot going on there. We're going to do some hold and release with the body. Just bring a little more blood flow to the rest of the body, away from the head, away from the spine and neck so much. No concentrated areas. So when you're ready, we're just going to tense up the toes, tense up the feet. My glutes always tense up with the feet. I don't know if that's a natural reaction with everybody, but tense it all up. Inhale with the tension, hold, exhale it all out. Release those toes. We're going to tense up all the legs all the way up to the hips, almost lifting the legs a little bit off of the mat, the heels still dug in. Inhale deeply when you have that tension. Exhale it all out when you're ready. After you've hold, spread out the toes, release it all. Maybe wiggle it out. We're going to do that again, this time with the arms, so legs and arms. Curl up those fingers. Strong hands, strong arms. Inhale as you tense. Hold. Let it all out. Exhale it all out. Shake it all out. Perfect. This time to tense up all the shoulders. If you can, bring those arms up over top of you as though it's a reverse Superman here. Tense up the hands, tense up the legs with the inhale, the glutes, as though you're stretching nice and long, but also very powerful. Holding. Exhale it all out. We're going to try that one more time. With the face, you can tense up the ears. Amazing. Inhale. Hold at the top of the inhale. Exhale it all out with control. Relax down the arms beside you. We're just going to do some supine twists to let go of anything in the spine before we settle. Bring the feet to the mat. Tilt the pelvis. Make sure the spine is nice and comfortable. Maybe push into the heels. Maybe lift the toes, spread out the toes, wiggle it out if there's any more tension. And when you're ready, push into those heels, lift the hips. Bring the hips over to the right, knees over to the left. Palms can face up. You can bring your gaze over to the right side if that's comfortable. Three more deep breaths here. Let it all go. Relax the belly. After your 3 breaths, bringing your chin back to center first, and then bringing the knees all the way to center. Push into the heels, bring your hips back to center. And only when everything's nice and straight, you can push into the heels again, bringing the hips over to the left, knees over to the right. Relax the shoulders. And if you like, you can take your gaze over to the left. Three more deep breaths here. Bring your gaze back to center. May you bring that left arm in, bringing everything back to center, including the hips, the spine. Bring it all to center. Wiggle it all out. When you're ready, start to find your sweet surrender, Shavasana. Stretching out the legs, feet flapped open. Breathe. Remember noticing if any little tension or headaches come up with the changing of the weather. Stay in Shavasana. Notice too if you can close off any electronics at night. Making sure you get full restorative sleep. Turning off the Wi-Fi, the modems, all of the blue light. A good hour before bed. You'll notice the difference in your sleep and the energy you feel for the rest of the day. So I'm going to leave you with the Gayatri mantra today. I haven't done this in a while. I'm sure there's no judgy people here in our group. Beautiful healing mantra, the Gayatri mantra. Swaha, Vatsalviturvayam, Bhargavode Vasanimai, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam, Om Bhurvubhuva Swaha, Vatsalviturvayam, Bhargavode Vasanimai, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. Final time. Om Bhurvubhuva Swaha, Tatsaviturvayam, Bhargavode Vasanimai, Dio Yona Pashodayam. Take a big inhale all the way to the feet. Maybe stretching out the fingers. We didn't move so much today on this fun Friday. We attempted some pretty big poses, unlocking some different areas, so just be mindful. Trying to open up the space through the neck, through the ears, making sure we have clarity of mind. And when you're ready, picking up those feet, sliding them to the mat. So you can roll over on one side in a beautiful fetal position as we are reborn today. Each and every day, each and every moment is a new beginning. Bring it up to a seated position. Finding those beautiful sit bones. Breathing in deeply, ready to take on this day with gratitude, with joy. And lifting up those arms. Soak it all in. Hear the birds chirping, the sun is out. Bring it all in for a beautiful, clear mind today. And a lifted heart. Namaste.
Hi, Elizabeth of Life Food Yoga here. If you like that video, I want to gift you with a free 1-hour beginner flow class. This flow will help you have better movement for the entire day and set you up for a great mindset to take on that day. So click on the link below. It'll take you to a page, enter your name and email, and you'll get access right away. Also, I'm going to continue to create content for you. So hit subscribe so you don't miss out. And let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, shorter or longer videos. Finally, give it a like, and I hope that you take on this day living life to the fullest.